Hello.
Thanks for agreeing to set up this interview. As you know, we only have a short amount of time, so let's go ahead and get started right away.
Okay.
Now, I know that you've been involved in some work on community issues. Can you tell me what attracted you to the community issue that you chose at the beginning of the semester?
Yes. So, first, the community issue that I chose was voting rights in America. And what really attracted me to the issue was that as a political science major and my mother being my high school government teacher, the subject of government and politics has always been really present in my life. And so voting rights, it includes, the right to vote, which men gained, and then women, and then how poll taxes impacted that. And it really affects everyone in the course. And so that's what drew me to speaking on this community issue.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Now, your materials also said that you were involved in a community issue team project that focused on a call to action. Can you share with me what call to action your team put forward and why you chose that call to action?
My community issue for the group team project was obesity in America. And so our call to action was primarily revolved around exercise and diet. Now, these both had very drastic ends, so you could make huge changes or very small changes. And with regards to diet, this would include balancing out your intake so you're not consuming too many carbohydrates or too little, not too much protein, not too little, not too many fats and lipids, not too little, not too many sugars. Uh, well, don't eat too many sugars. But our call to action, it really revolved around that diet and exercise. With the exercise, it could involve going to the gym every day to work out, or it could be something as simple as, you know, when you drive to work, you park at the end of the parking lot and walk all the way rather than taking the closest parking spot, or rather than taking the elevator up the 2 floors to your third floor office, you might rather walk up the stairs and just get a small amount of exercise, but it'll add up over time.
I see. Now, if I were to ask the other members of your team what they think your biggest strength is, what do you think they would say, and why do you think they would say it?
I believe that my group members would say that my biggest strength is organization. Now, this can be seen at many stages, especially throughout the group speech and group presentation. During the early um, stages of the presentation, when it was selecting group members and then choosing a topic, I was very organized in these are the topics we could do. Let's talk through the pros and cons of each. And then we selected obesity. And then as it moved into the planning and work stages, I'm very organized in we'll set up this day to meet, and then we'll set up a Google Doc, and I will do this section of the speech, you will do this section, you will do this section. These are the sources we'll use, and then timing it out so one person's not going to speak for 4 minutes, and then one will speak for 1 minute, and then one will speak for 2 minutes, but rather keeping an equal amount of information and presenting roughly the same amount of time. And so I believe that through this organization, it greatly aided our group in our entire group presentation.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
What for you was the most challenging thing about working with your team?
The most challenging thing for me working with my team was the deadlines of the outline and then the speech itself. Now, I'm not one to procrastinate. I like to get my work done right away as soon as I hear about it, but my team kind of wanted to push it off to the side, not really get started very quickly. And so this was difficult for me because my group member Matt was going to take the introduction and the first part of the first point, and then I would take the second point and part of the third point, and then our other member Jeff would take the third point and the conclusion. And so there'd be some overlap, which was good because it really helped us be more well-rounded in our information. But this became difficult as two of our group members were done pretty pretty early, fairly early in the stages of the due dates, and then the day it was due came, and there was still an entire section that wasn't done, and this was very troubling to me because I like to have things turned in early rather than just on time. And so hours went by, and all of a sudden it was the night that the outline was due, and so I quick went onto our Google Doc and used the information we had as a group to create that first point of the outline, and then submitted it, which in the end, it was turned in plenty early, and then our other group member ended up fixing it up to how he wanted it, and then submitting a final copy of the outline. But it was stressful in that it was getting very close to the deadline, much too close for my comfort.
Thank you. Okay, last question. In 30 seconds or so, tell me what your biggest takeaway was from Com 110 this semester. What will stick with you and be useful to you?
My biggest takeaway from Com 110 is to not be nervous and worried about speaking in public or in front of groups. I am one that, gets flushed in the face or believes I start sweating in front of groups and really make a much bigger deal than it is in talking in front of a group. And so through Com 110, it's given me a lot of practice talking in front of my peers, and I believe it'll greatly help me both in my academics and in my future work endeavors to be more confident in my public speaking abilities.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me.
Thank
We'll
you.
probably be in touch with you in the next few weeks or so. Take care.
Okay, thank you. You too.